Since the dawn of our species, we have looked up at the stars, those distant suns that ignite our imagination and spark our curiosity, and inward into our own minds, into the labyrinth of our thoughts and feelings, haunted by one question. What happens when we die? Where do we go? Does consciousness simply cease, or is there something more? This is not just a question for philosophers or theologians confined to dusty books and hallowed halls. It's for every one of us. It touches the core of our being, regardless of background or belief. We live, we love, we build connections that define our existence, and we know with certainty that our time will end. The clock ticks, the sand falls, and life marches inexorably forward. This shared destiny connects us all, a common thread woven through the tapestry of humanity, from the first human to the last. From the cave paintings of our ancestors to the digital age, the question persists. The quest to understand what lies beyond has inspired art, religion, and science. It fuels our creativity, our spirituality, and our relentless pursuit of knowledge. We have no tools to see past death, no empirical evidence to definitively answer the question. Only stories, faith, and the accounts of those who've come close. Near-death experiences offer tantalizing glimpses, but remain shrouded in mystery. These fragments form the basis of our hopes and fears, shaping our understanding of what might await us, about the unknown, the vast uncharted territory that lies beyond the veil. We continue to ask, to tell stories, to experiment and to debate, to push the boundaries of our knowledge and understanding. The question of mortality drives our curiosity and forces us to confront the meaning of our lives. It compels us to examine our values, our purpose, and our legacy. If this is all we have, how should we live? How do we make the most of our fleeting existence? If not, what are we preparing for? What awaits us on the other side, and how should that influence our actions today? The search for an answer is not just about death, it's about understanding what it means to be alive, to experience joy, sorrow, love, and loss. Right now on this small planet, a tiny speck of dust in the vast cosmic ocean. And so, the question endures, echoing through the ages, a testament to our enduring curiosity and our profound sense of wonder. Long before modern science, our ancestors faced the same mystery. In ancient Egypt, death was a transition, not an end, a journey mapped by the Book of the Dead. Across the world, cultures imagined unique afterlives. Greeks crossed the river Styx, Norse warriors feasted in Valhalla. These stories suggest our identity doesn't simply vanish. Elaborate rituals, mummification, tombs, terracotta armies, were profound expressions of belief in a journey beyond death. These weren't just superstitions, but reflections of a deep need for meaning. Ancient traditions show our modern anxieties about death are nothing new. Their answers were rooted in myth, but the quest was the same: comfort, meaning, hope. They looked at the setting sun and believed it would rise again, and they believed the same could be true for the human soul. The echoes of their questions still shape us today. Across history, nearly every civilization imagined higher powers and spiritual realms. Gods governed the seasons, the stars, and the cycle of life and death. Belief in a higher power was intertwined with the afterlife. Gods judged, guided, and welcomed souls. This gave order and meaning to existence, suggesting our actions mattered beyond death. Perhaps this instinct to see agency and purpose is built into the human mind. It was easier to imagine a soul guided to another world than to accept oblivion. These beliefs inspired temples, art, and sacred texts, shaping morality and providing comfort. Whether born of revelation or psychological need, their impact is undeniable. Humanity has long chosen to believe we are part of a story larger than ourselves. We trust our senses, relying on them to navigate the world around us. But what if nature is playing a trick, a subtle game of perception? Not to deceive us maliciously, but to help us survive in a world that can often be harsh and unforgiving. Take the color red, for example. It isn't inherently in the apple itself, it's our brain's interpretation of light wavelengths. A useful illusion that helps us identify ripe fruit. Maybe our fear of death, that primal dread that grips us all, and the persistent hope for an afterlife are not just comforting fantasies, but evolutionary adaptations, hardwired into our being. Fear keeps us safe, alerting us to danger and prompting us to take necessary precautions. Belief in something beyond our mortal existence helps us cope with loss, find meaning in suffering, and build resilient communities based on shared values and mutual support. Our brains flood with chemicals in crisis, a cascade of biological responses: love, fear, peace, all intricately tied to biology, to the complex interplay of neurotransmitters and hormones. Near death, The tunnel of light and feelings of profound peace may simply be the brain's final illusion, a protective mechanism easing our transition from life to whatever comes next. If so, the comfort is real and valid, even if the afterlife itself isn't a literal reality. Nature's last gift might be a beautiful hallucination, a gentle and comforting experience to soften the inevitable end. This shifts the fundamental question, not what happens after death, the age-old mystery, but why do we experience death in the particular way that we do, with all its associated emotions and sensations? The answer may lie not in the vast expanse of the cosmos, in some grand cosmic design, but in the intricate and complex wiring of our own brains, in the delicate dance of neurons and synapses. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all lies not in the external world, but within us, in the depths of our own consciousness. Thousands of people from all walks of life, from every culture imaginable across the globe, report experiencing profound near-death experiences, NDEs. These accounts come from diverse backgrounds and belief systems. They describe the sensation of leaving their physical bodies, floating ethereally above, observing the scene below, traveling through mysterious tunnels, often filled with light, and encountering loving beings, radiating warmth and acceptance. These experiences are often described as feeling more real than real, more vivid than everyday life. Dr. Eben Alexander, a respected neurosurgeon, was initially deeply skeptical of such claims, until a profound coma effectively shut down his own brain function. He eventually returned to consciousness with vivid, detailed memories of a heavenly realm, a place of profound beauty. Many who have NDEs report experiencing a comprehensive life review, reliving each and every moment of their existence, feeling the impact of their actions on others, all guided by an overwhelming sense of compassion and understanding. These compelling stories continue to fascinate us because they speak directly to our deepest hopes and fears about what lies beyond. They offer a tantalizing glimpse behind the final curtain of life, suggesting that the universe itself is fundamentally infused with love, purpose, and profound meaning. Whether definitive proof or not, these narratives provide a powerful and comforting counter-narrative to the bleak and unsettling idea of a cold, meaningless, and empty end to our existence. They give each and every one of us reason to wonder, to nurture hope, and to keep asking the big questions about life and death. Are these extraordinary visions truly a fleeting peek at eternity, a glimpse of what awaits us? Or are they simply the brain's last, desperate stand, a final burst of activity before oblivion? Regardless of the explanation, the stories endure, continuing to fuel our collective curiosity and fascination. The fundamental question remains tantalizingly open, inviting us to explore the mysteries of consciousness and the afterlife. Near-death experiences are powerful, but are they evidence of life after death? Believers see them as eyewitness accounts from the frontier of existence. Skeptics argue NDEs are brain events, tunnels from oxygen loss, euphoria from endorphins, life reviews from random memory firing. Dr. Eben Alexander's case challenges this. If his brain was inactive, how did he experience so much? Some scientists suggest deeper brain structures could still be active. The debate centers on one question. Can consciousness exist without a brain? We have no definitive proof. Are these two explanations, spiritual and biological, mutually exclusive, or two sides of the same coin? Perhaps biology triggers a non-physical event. We stand at the crossroads of faith and science, the answer just out of reach. In searching for answers about death, we confront the mystery of consciousness. Is it just a product of the brain, or something more? Some scientists suggest consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, not just a byproduct of biology. Our brains might be receivers tuning into a universal consciousness. This ancient idea, panpsychism, is gaining new attention. If true, our awareness could rejoin a cosmic stream after death. Philosophers debate. Is the mind simply what the brain does, or something deeper? The fact that we have subjective experience, the feeling of being, remains unexplained. This gap leaves room for new possibilities. The journey to understand death is the human story: faith, science, hope, and wonder. We may never have a final answer, but perhaps the search itself is the point. What do you believe happens when we close our eyes for the last time?